Important detail, he's 13 years older than me. I love her. I really love her. Trigger warning for essay mention and dumb men. Okay, that might be the most important here. Then I found out he cheated. Okay, I'm out. What we're seeing here from him is asshole behavior. That's fine. We know what that is. What we're seeing here from you, girly pop, attention, attention, is what I call toxic behavior. What is that? One summer, many moons ago, I was supposed to go to a large music festival abroad with my first love. For reasons I won't get into now, we had gone no contact only 2 weeks before the festival date. We originally planned to fly to the festival location together. I had to make emergency last-minute arrangements to travel there a different way to avoid the awkward situation. Through a friend of a friend, I found these 4 strangers around my age from my hometown. We went to different schools, which is why I didn't know them. They were going to the festival too. I met with them, told them my situation, and they did their best to cheer me up. They told me I was welcome to join them. I decided to go with them on the much longer 20-hour journey by bus and ferry to the festival. That's some dedication right there. Not to see your ex? Fuck. It was clear from the start that they weren't ideal company for me. They were the best of friends with each other, and I was the tag-along outsider. We made some posts on social media on our journey, but my conversations with them didn't extend much beyond the festival agenda. When we arrived, I caught on quickly that they were already getting sick of me. When at first we agreed to pitch our tents in one area, but as soon as mine was half built, they took up theirs and moved to a different spot, slightly further away. The message was clear. That sucks. I, meanwhile, suffering from a broken heart and a guilty conscience, decided to try to find the girl I was supposed to be there with to make amends. I figured if I walked around enough, I would naturally bump into her. According to my step counter, I walked 29 kilometers around the festival that day, just hoping to see her. When that plan failed, as in hindsight it was obviously doomed to, I turned to plan B. Drinking myself into oblivion. A full 24 hours of passing out, blacking out, poor decisions, and painful emotions passed. It was now the evening of the main headliner, and I was getting drunk again over in the area where the guys I had arrived with had decided to camp. Everyone seemed to feel that consoling me was a necessity. One guy in particular, out of the group I arrived with, promised he would help to make up with my girl. I also met some sympathetic locals who were asking why I had been so down all day. Sat on the ground, I told them my sob story, long and drawn out, finishing with the words, I love her. I really love her. Sorry, I didn't mean this as a mockery. I was just trying to do an impression of what it would be like in that instance. Suddenly, a gust of wind hit me from behind and sent chills down my spine. Call it providence. Call it kismet. Call it the long hand of karma bringing her chickens home to roost. I never heard that one. I turned around, and standing above me, like a bolt from the blue, was none other than the girl in question. I was truly, genuinely speechless. My heart sank. She looked disgusted with me. I'm not here for you. Let me do that again. I'm not here for you, she said. I scrambled to my feet, uneasy and lopsided, balance impeded by the colossal torrents of alcohol flowing through my veins. I pleaded with her to talk to me, but she wouldn't look at me again. Instead, she walked directly over to one of the guys I had traveled with, the very guy who hours earlier was telling me he would help us to make up. I was dumbfounded. Well, I'm here, she said to him. The arithmetic was starting to form in my head. as a horrible realization took hold. She was here to fuck one of the guys I came to the festival with. My suspicions at the time were confirmed years later when we reconciled, and she showed me the messages between them. This girl had one of her mutual friends keep her up to date on my social media, and when she had found out who I was going to the festival with, she investigated whether any of them were single. Then she found one of them on Tinder after hours of work and arranged to meet him at the festival to sleep with him. The whole time I was with him, he was conspiring to separate me from our group so he could have easy sex with the girl who was out to hurt me. What the fuck is this, you guys? This is terrible. This is why they moved tents on the first day. When I had come over to drink with them, I wasn't supposed to be there at all. The messages showed that despite consoling me to my face, this guy was desperately trying to get rid of me so she could come over. Even without knowing for sure in the immediate moment, it was clear to me what was happening. On a previous occasion, she had slept with my best friend and sent me a picture of them in bed together, in her own words, to punish me, and in the process ruined one of my closest friendships. But that's a story for another time. This, it seemed to me, was just another form of that. It was my final straw for the festival, and I had an embarrassing drunken meltdown in front of the whole camping area. Should I do another impression? Maybe not. For what it's worth, she claims that after seeing me suffering sufficiently, she left the area and didn't sleep with the guy. Not that it mattered to me whether it happened or not. I ended up leaving most of what I brought with me behind, took the last train into the nearest city, didn't return to the festival. I also never saw the guys I went with again. Seeing her again afterwards is yet another story, however. Some people, me, never learn. I feel like when it's your first love, also this person doesn't mention how old they are in the story, like during the time of the story, but when it's your first love, I feel like you do shit that is just way beyond like reasonable. For sure, she was a bitch to him, for sure. I hope you're gonna learn from this. I hope you're not gonna let anyone else do this to you. I think it's psychotic when you want to see someone suffer, like you want to see someone you once loved truly suffer, like actually see it. That's a lot of psychotic behavior. Old enough to go to a festival and drink and have sex. So I presume old enough. You could be 18. 18 is not old, I'm sorry, but I was stupid at 18, like. Next. Trigger warning for essay mention and dumb men. Okay, that might be the most important here. I probably should start this with a positive story. My first boyfriend. We were in preschool, around 4 or 5 years old. You remember your boyfriend from 5 years old? That's crazy. We have this school activity where we need to pick our Valentines and write them a postcard. I wasn't picked. I was alone. Then this girl decided that her Valentine's wasn't good enough anymore and decided to replace him. And I were then placed together and him and I were then placed together and we had a blast. The next day, we were all sitting in a circle like we always did in the morning. When my Valentine's came in, his dad at the door, he made his way to me, determined, and not only gave me a rose, but he also gave me a ring. I would like a ring, I would like a ring, I would like a really nice, on kid standard, ring. I can only imagine this 4-year-old telling his dad that he wanted to buy a ring for his girlfriend of one day. I hold that memory in my heart till this day, especially since it was the first and last time I had some romance for the next decades. My love life is like a very bad sandwich. Started good, and then the middle is spoiled. After that, I had a few crushes, and then the reason for my trust issues came. I don't quite remember how I started liking this one boy. I think it was because I had a dream with him one day, and then I started looking at him differently, and it was the beginning of a 3-year tragic love story. I was 13 years old when this crush began. And lucky me, my friends started dating him shortly after. I remember going around serving as their message delivery girl. I think they were having an argument, and little dumb me was running from him to her to be their argument hotline. We had phones already, mind you. I was secretly in love with him for like 2 years. In that time, his girlfriend, my friend, went to summer camp and cheated on him. At 13? Whoa! They broke up, and I can't lie, I was happy about that. Our last year in that school started. Said friend was not in our class since previous year, and I finally told my other two friends about my feelings for him. Important detail, one of the friends is his cousin. Soon after the year started, her parents invited me to go with them. Her and my crush to watch the last Twilight movie in the cinema. Of course, this was the perfect opportunity. It was a good night. We were super close. We sat together at the cinema, and he even went to my friend's room where we were sleeping to wish me a good night. I was over the moon. From that day on, things were odd. He distanced himself, wouldn't talk to me, and avoided me. I recently had discovered that I am a sleep talker and was so scared to sleep in the same house as him because I was scared I would talk about him in my sleep and he would listen, which realistically wouldn't happen because for him to hear me from the room where he was, I had to speak really loud, which I didn't. But when he started ignoring me, I genuinely thought I sleep confessed and he heard. Then one Sunday night, my friend texted me excitedly. They were having a Sunday in family, and he confessed to her that he liked me. It goes without saying that I was over the moon, right? And so was I for the next weeks, month? I don't even remember. But after that, we got closer. He was not ignoring me anymore, and our interactions even increased compared to before. I was so happy I would actually wake up excited for school. Then his cousin told me that he liked me, but I would have to be the one to make the first move. Like, should have been the first red flag, but I was in love and apparently colorblind. He had a little cousin in our school as well, 10, 11 years old. But even she was begging me to confess to him so we could date and be happy. But I'm an introvert, shy as fuck, and overthinker, so how? Everyone around me was encouraging me to do it though, and eventually I gathered the courage and set a date to do it the following Monday. That weekend, I had a family party. I remember sitting there in the living room emotionless because my mom got told the news during the party that a lady from her family had died. I was devastated. As on Clue, my phone also lighted up with several messages from my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I was only telling you what he told me. I don't like where this is going. Me neither. Her messages were vague and there was absolutely no context to it. But deep down, I knew what was happening. So I got myself to Facebook, to his profile, and there it was. A lame ass quote about kissing and a girl from another class tagged. I held in my tears until I was home, and I remember crying so much. I let it all out alone in my room and refused to drop a single tear outside those four walls. The next day, I got to school with a smile on my face. Met my two friends that were looking at me concerned, and before they could ask me if I saw the post, I told them calmly I saw it, and asked them to forget I had ever had feelings for him. Looking back, I feel like my teenage self was stronger than me nowadays because I can't see myself handling all of that so calmly. That dude played with my feelings, led me on for a month, said he wanted to date me, but I had to confess first, and then did that. He posted it on his Facebook. That's what I'm getting from it. He posted a picture. I got myself to Facebook, to his profile, and there it was. A lame ass quote about kissing a girl from another class tagged. No, it's a quote. It was just a quote about kissing, and another girl was tagged. They didn't last long. They didn't last long because he went back to his ex that cheated on him, because why not? because why not? On top of that, I feel like she knew about my feelings because she made sure to rub it in while pretending I was one of her best friends. One example, she asked me to go with her to watch a football match. We walked there for more than 1 hour. It was supposed to be just us, and on our way there, she invited him and two other couples from our class. I was the ultimate third wheel when I didn't want to be there to begin with. She just insisted a lot that I would keep her company. A wonderful friend, I would say. Well, anyways, she cheated on him again after we went to high school. Took me a while to recover from that one, but I did it. I found love elsewhere and was in love for the entirety of my high school. Love that. Then shit happened. Again. He got distant and then the breakup came. If you have been around for a while, you might know this story already. This was 2016, peak of Pokemon Go season. And I, of course, was part of the trend. I had my little lure activated. For those who don't know, lures are to bring Pokemons to you for 30 minutes. Okay, I didn't know. Thank you for the explanation. I didn't answer him for those 30 minutes. How dare I? And he broke up with me when I came back. I was left over Pokemon Go. This man had reached levels of toxicity. I can't properly describe, but one example is the fact that he was jealous. Yes, jealous of a little bird I saved and was taken care of. I need to process that. Jealous of a bird? He was mad when I was grieving the bird when she died. Then I found out he cheated. Okay, I'm out. I can't do this. I found a picture of him in his side piece on Facebook. A girl that was a self-proclaimed #1 supporter of a relationship, and he had the audacity to claim it was Photoshop? Bro couldn't even lie to save his life. Even if it was Photoshop, why are you Photoshopping yourself like that? Super intimate, not nudes, just couple, hell no. I'm just happy I never gave this man too much, or that would be my biggest regret. Facebook is a fever dream, dude. I know. Do I need to say that I hate Facebook now? Understandable. You would think that after that, many skeletons found in the closet, but there's way more to the story, I would leave, right? Nah. I was dumb enough to stay and try to be his friend. Bad choice. Suffered a lot as his friend as well. He also forgot that I was his ex-girlfriend that he recently broke up with over Pokemon Go to be with his side piece, and decided to vent with me about her constantly. And then this comes to another turning point. I was in university at that point. I was needy because of this heartbreak, and I was in the city of getting drunk. So, Amsterdam, London, Cork. Honestly, could be any city, but we won't. Definitely Cork. In Portugal. Oh, Lisbon? There'd be some drunk people all around Lisbon. The one time I went on a Thursday night, it was the end of exam season, and there was this dude that I wanted to make out with, but just make out, not sex. Apparently, that was not an option, and that dude kept trying to go further. He pressed me to go to sleep in my apartment. I said no constantly, but I was drunk and being pressured. So I put my boundaries and he agreed to no sex for me to let him be there. Then he kept trying to force himself on me when we got to my apartment, telling me I was at the age of losing the virginity. When I told him I never did, I was freshly 18, let me be, and I'll spare everyone the gore details. Fortunately, he gained a consciousness mid-act and didn't go further. And because of that, it took me literal years to acknowledge I was a Said. Yeah, fuck him. What do you mean he gained consciousness mid-act? Bitch! The fuck? He was there sleeping on my bed. I was lost, scared, nauseous with what almost happened. And the one person I wanted to vent to was my ex. I told him what happened, how I felt about it. You know what this bitch ass said? That I was trying to make him jealous. I told this motherfucker I was essayed and he made it about him. That dude keeps venting about his side piece new girlfriend told me I am selfish for venting about my fresh trauma. I can forgive him regarding a lot of bullshit, but this will always be a wound for me, since it was one of the most horrible times I went through, and the only person I wanted to vent to turned it against me, left me to deal with it alone. I need names and addresses now. After that, I was just traumatized with all of this, so I pushed everyone away, refused male attention. In 2021, I had my awful Tinder phase, and it was just full ridiculous. Suffered a lot as well. Might do compilation of the worst ones for one therapy, who knows? Like this one dude that wanted to take my virginity in the back of his car in the middle of nowhere. Pretty sure that has to be the plot of some horror movie out there. Putain. C'est pas possible. How romantic. Putain. Earlier, I mentioned how my love life is like a sandwich. So I need to finish it like I started it, with a good one. Ah, bon, alors, ça fait plaisir. This year is 2024, and I come across this wonderful streamer. No way. Don't know if anyone heard of her. jeanneplayss is her user. Really, I have to look her up. And I decided to check it. In chat, there was this mod that caught my attention right away. I thought he was funny and he was super nice. I was having a good time in that chat. Jeanne was playing The Last of Us and the spoilers were going crazy. By the end of that stream, she was mentioning how she needed more mods on TikTok, and soon after the stream ended, I got a DM from JC telling me how he recommended me as a mod to Jeanne, and the rest is history. Let's go! The Last of Us is what brought you together. Because if I wasn't playing The Last of Us, I wouldn't have been in need of mods. JC wouldn't have recommended you. It just wouldn't have been the same. But wait, I'm not done. After that, I became a mod for Jeanne. I was having more and more fun around, and I knew I wanted to stay. So I also wanted to get to know JC. I was thinking how I should DM him. Even though we were basically making all the chats or DMs like the mod chat. I was still shy to actually try the DMs. Then J-Dog happened. You did not. I never thought I would have to read that name again. Why did I low-key forgot that ever happened, you know? Why did I low-key forgot that ever existed? J-Dog was a user on Twitch. A user, literally. We don't really know who he is, who he was. I say he, but it could have been a she, but I'm pretty sure it's a he. And he was just really crazy. He threatened me. He was like, I'm gonna find your parents. I know where your parents live. I'm gonna come to your house. We would block him. Within the next 5 minutes, he would create another account, come back under a different username, write some more bullshit. He was like fucking creepy and a little stalky as well. And he stuck around, even though we kept on blocking him, he stuck around fucking messing with me for a long time. He made like 30 accounts on TikTok and Twitch, yeah. He was fucking creepy, guys. I'm glad that story didn't scare me off from streaming though, because there was so many good things happening that I kind of was like, I can deal with this, and thank God it died down, you know, but that was definitely something. And then he came back again, like months later, remember? He came back again, he like came into the community, like under a different username, tried to be so nice to everybody, and then out of nowhere announced like, by the way, it's me, I'm J-Dog, I've been J-Dog this whole time, like, yeah, he kept coming back and hid away among us. It was so weird. If I tell that story to my mom, she's gonna be so fucking scared for me. I don't know, it's like he wanted to be part of the community, but also he wanted to scare me. Like, anyways, guys. Back to EK's story. J-Dog happened. The day he started harassing Jeanne after being banned was also the day JC and I officially started talking. I was asking how did they know that the other accounts were also J-Dog's accounts. I was not a mod on Twitch at the time, so I didn't see the ban evade warnings Twitch gives. JC sent me a screenshot of what they saw in my DMs. Now, I was waiting for that. I was given the opportunity, so I held on to it. I kept making conversation, not letting our chat die, and next thing I know, It's been months and there wasn't a single day gone by without us talking. It's now February of 2025 and we are on TikTok. Dean and Freed are teasing me about JC, and I let out how he was bestie zoning me, and those two were having the time of their lives, teasing me even more. Once JC came into chat, they made sure he was informed of what was going on. That day, we had a conversation about our feelings, thanks to them. I was so scared because he is in a whole other country, but you know what? Fuck it. Scared or not, we started dating. In the beginning, we had some troubles getting on our way, but we kept only getting stronger, and 3 days ago, we celebrated our first anniversary. It has been quite the year. He visited me, I visited him. Soon, it will be a month since I've been in the UK with him, and I still feel like it's not enough. I am dreading that flight back, and I've cried a lot about it already. I'm on my feelings, to the point I paid 45 euros more to delay my flight home for a week. Distance is hard, not gonna lie. It hurts not being able to be with each other when we want, especially when one of us is going through hard times and we can't do nothing but be there for each other. But that's what matters at the end of the day, that we are there for each other. We have plans and eventually we'll have that one-way flight. But for now, we let the distance make us stronger. I feel like we enjoy the little things even more with distance. I miss going to the supermarket with him or just watch TV with him when we are away. Things that maybe we wouldn't pay much attention to in different situations. That's very true. We get to be grateful for every second together, and I'll cherish that. Conclusion is, Dean and Jan are my favorite cupids. But the real question is, should J-Dog be added there? Isn't it Jan, Dean, and J-Dog in a way? We do not praise him. Nah, fuck him. Yeah, you're right, fuck him. He deserves no credit. That's a beautiful love story though, EK Pop. It's pretty crazy to think that you guys met through the stream. That fucking puts a smile on my face, and you're not the only one. Like Tom and Pika have also met through the stream. Like we said before, long distance is hard, but if you can make it work, it can be beautiful and it can make your couple stronger, 100%. All right, you guys, let's read Emmy's sister's story. Allez, let's go. I'm excited for this. Let's go. So this is my sis story. She heard we trauma dump and she wanted to join. Yay! Let's go! We met in the most random, low-key, romantic way ever through an online listing. I was selling my car. He texted me like everyone else. Said it'd be perfect for his Fruden and asked if he could come check it out. Quick thing though, in German, Fruden, I don't know how to pronounce it. Freuden can mean either a female friend or a girlfriend. So yeah, no idea what he meant, could have been either. We swapped numbers and literally the next day he came over. I wasn't overthinking it. Checked his profile, looked normal, nothing crazy. Then he showed up in person and I was like, oh, okay. I did not expect that. He was so my type. Like Tom Hardy vibes, but realistic. You know what I mean. Since I still lived with my parents, he had to come inside for the paperwork. And honestly, instant vibes. Conversation flowed, energy was there. He was confident, funny, just hot. He buys the car, leaves. And I get this weird, sad feeling out of nowhere. Like, why am I low-key upset? I fully thought I'd never see him again. But then, the same night, he texts me. Says I seem super nice, my family too, and that he'd love to stay in touch. But then he adds, don't get this the wrong way. And I was actually happy. I never really had a male friend before, so once he made it clear it was platonic, I was like, okay, cool. Friend vibes. Right. Fast forward, we start texting every single day. Not small talk either, like actual getting to know each other stuff, which already felt kind of weird because most of it came from him. He was clearly invested. We met up once. He casually pulled up to my hood on his motorcycle. Full gear, main character energy. Did I mention he races? Like, professionally? Stop. We met again just to walk, talk, walk dogs, chill, all very platonic. But here's the weird part. The girlfriend he bought the car for never mentioned again. Not once. And I was too scared to ask. I still regret that. Yeah, that's the red flag right there. That's the real red flag right there. You know he has a girlfriend because he said it before, and then he never brings her up ever again in your conversations? Nah. He quits his job to start his own company. So texting slows down. That was in 2021. A year later, 2022, we meet once at a cafe. He casually dropped that he's been single for a long time. And guess what? I still didn't ask anything. I hate myself for that. 2023, I travel a lot. Somewhere in between, he finds me on Instagram. We follow each other. He starts reacting to my stories, commenting on my trips, all that good stuff. Then, while I'm on vacation, again, he finally sends a real message. Asks what this is. Like, are we friends or are we dating? I was shook. Not in a cute way. Every time he brings up us, it's when I'm on vacation and it completely messes with my head. We say we'll meet after my trip and talk in person. Spoiler, we don't. Instead, we start seeing each other a lot. Motorcycle rides, deep talks, very date-coded situations, no labels, no clarity. They met up but never spoke about the unspoken thing. Oh! Okay, so they see each other, but they're not gonna fucking address it. Okay. In person, he's super friendly, almost distant. Over text, a whole different man. Oh putain. I was thinking about you all day type of messages. Low-key cringe, but I didn't hate it. Important detail. He's 13 years older than me. Suddenly, busy again. Communication gets trash. He asks to meet, I say yes, then he disappears or puts zero effort into actually planning anything. No dates, no times, nothing. And that's when it just stops. We never see each other again. He still pops up here and there, reacts to my stories, sends stuff like, we'll postpone whatever this is, but never actually meets me. Girl, he's a walking red flag. He's all talk, no action. He says he says a bunch of things that he never actually does. 2024, I'm on vacation again, and he brings us up one more time. I lose it. I send him a long message telling him how confusing he is, how he gives me mixed signals, how he only shows interest over text, but acts friend zone in real life, how it feels like I'm just boosting his ego. Days later, he replies, I didn't even know you were interested. You never showed it either. And I'm just like, sir, you are grown. Everything you've ever done was over WhatsApp like a literal child. A month later, he suddenly has a girlfriend. Plot twist, it's his best friend from another city. I don't even hear it from him. I figure it out through Instagram. Then nothing. Complete silence. 5-6 months later, in March, April 2025, he's back. Reacting to my stories, commenting, asking if I have a boyfriend. When I say no, he's like, wow, such a beautiful woman. I don't get it. Basically, checking the vibe. At some point, it's obvious he broke up. His reposts, the likes, reacting to every story. Then out of nowhere, after 2 years, he texts me on WhatsApp. Asks if I want to grab a coffee. I'm like, excuse me, why now? He says, I've always liked you. That never changed. But every time he texts me, my anxiety comes back. I feel sick, stressed, overwhelmed. This time too. So I tell him I'll get back to him because meeting isn't a good idea right now. I leave him on red for a few days. He checks in. I say I'll text later. 2 months go by. Yes, 2. I'm scared of reopening everything. I only want to meet to finally clear things up, but I don't have the guts. Then he texts, still alive? Question mark. I tell him, I don't think we'll meet that year. It's November. He jokes. As always with us, maybe next year. I say, only if we actually set a date, otherwise it'll never happen. He jokes again, says I should give him my email so he can send a calendar invite. I tell him to stop making it complicated and just suggest a time, because that is literally the problem. He reads it, never replies, and that's it. Now I just see he likes on Instagram. I just see what he likes on Instagram, and honestly, he's kind of messy. I've lost all respect. He's clearly still stuck on his ex, and that's why he was always so unsure with me. I was never the choice. I was the backup. Girl, you were not even the backup. Let me tell you, you were on the back burner. You was far behind the backup. Like he had no respect for you. I'm sorry, but if he wanted to, he would. If he ever texts again, I'm done. I'm not meeting him. He still likes my stories sometimes, but that's all he gets. No courage, no clarity, no access to me anymore. Girl, you need to like fucking block his ass. You need to detach from this man. You need to stop stalking him, one. You need to stop expecting that maybe one day he's gonna reach back out to you. No, fuck him. Period. Period. Shut that door. Shut that door. I told her to block him 100%. Pay attention. This is important what I'm about to tell you here. Pay attention. Okay? Hear me out. What we're seeing here from him is asshole behavior. That's fine. We know what that is. What we're seeing here from you, girly pop, attention, is what I call toxic behavior. What is that? Toxic behavior is you like the guy because he's hot, but you're not being deep with him. You're not going far deep into like feelings. You're not telling him how you really feel, that you want to get to know him more. It's all surface level, okay? He plays with you. You let it happen. He texts you. You don't answer. You answer 3 days later. He texts you again. You let 2 months way back. You stalk him on social media. And I know that in the back of your head, you're still expecting that he texts you one day. You gotta detach from that. Let that man go. He is not worth your time. He is not worth your energy. You have to block him so you can't see what he's up to, because that's holding you back from meeting guys who actually are gonna care about you, who are actually gonna want you, and who are actually gonna want to take you out on a date. But right now, you're kind of like wasting your time and energy for a guy that doesn't want you, that never wanted you, and that's never gonna want you. I know that's harsh. I know what I'm saying is harsh, but that's my truth. That's my truth. That's the one advice I could give you. A guy can be fine as fuck. That's great. Then go ahead, fuck him. Make out with him. Enjoy the outside. But don't get hung up on someone that has nothing to offer you inside. Let me tell you something. This year is the year I find me a man. There, I said it. I am ready to get back on the market. Okay? She's ready. She was all over the place for a long time, and then we fixed her, you know, a little nail here, tung, 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 tung. She's okay. She's not perfect. She will never be, but she's good enough to be put on the shelf. So that's what we're doing this year. You don't already have a boyfriend? Me? A boyfriend? Guys, listen up. As much as I love this and as much as I would like to have more tea, I'm fucking drained. I'm fucking drained. Thank you so much for today, you guys. Thank you for this amazing love lounge. Let's make this a thing. Let's make this a tradition. And thank you to everyone who sent in a story, to everybody who's single. You're gonna find your person one day. We all, you and me both, we all gonna find our person one day. And with that being said, adios.